All right, welcome into the wrap-up show. Padres suffer the worst loss of the year at the absolute worst time, falling in Game 4 to the Phillies 10-6, 4-0 and 6-4 lead, a completely mismanaged game. And the Phillies now on the brink of the World Series for the first time since 2009. Yu Darvish, Zack Wheeler, Game 5, 11:37 a.m. on Sunday. Make your way in. We're going to talk about it. I mean, we got nothing else to do but that. We will talk about it over the next hour. Make your way in. Subscribe if you're a Padres fan. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We do appreciate your support with the super chats. Just click the $ in the chat box down below. We appreciate your memberships as well. By clicking join, I mean, there's no other way to say it other than that. I mean, it was Bob Melvin's worst hour. It was the Padres' worst performance. Mike Clevenger and Sean Manaea were Mike Clevenger and Sean Manaea. You know, that's what we've come to expect from them late in the year. And the Padres built leads and couldn't hold them and now face elimination on Sunday morning.
First off, shout out to everyone who came to Novo down in Chula Vista. That place is awesome. Saw Rich there, saw Esteban there. That place is fucking cool. Like, I've never been there before. But if you haven't been, that place is dope to watch a game. Good food, good beer. It's in like a giant warehouse. There was like there was well over 1,000 people there. Place was absolutely nuts when the Padres scored 4 runs in the first inning, and then when Juan Soto hit that 2-run homer. So shout out to Novo. Shout out to everyone that came. That was awesome. That's probably going to be the only positive thing that I'm going to say tonight, John. But I had to get that out of the way first.
That was great, Jim. That was very complimentary.
Yeah, it was. Love Novo. Okay. Let's start with the beginning of the game. You get out to a 4-0 lead. Now, that is a perfect start. But going into this game, and I think we both said it, the fact that you had scheduled Mike Clevenger to start this game is already right there is where you fucked up. Okay. You already fucked up there.
But I'm not okay. So, and that is on
the entire Padres organization.
Yeah,
that is on Bob Melvin.
Decision. He's on the 26-man roster.
AJ
I don't
Preller.
think Bob Melvin's setting the rotation for the playoff series.
No,
I just don't.
But that is an organizational failure to have Mike Clevenger,
who's not healthy,
start in a really must-win Game 4 in Philadelphia. Yeah, that's the first mistake.
Yeah.
Second mistake. The second, and we said it. I'm sorry, but this is a must-win game. The second that Clevenger gives a hit and a base runner, you take his ass out.
Well, you can't, of course, but I get your point.
But you get right. And honestly, John, if
you only got one batter above the minimum,
right? If it were me, you get out to a 4-0 lead, I would have gone a little outside the box here, and I would have gone to Luis Garcia in the first. You have to maintain that 4-0 lead. You have to make sure you can't get the Phillies right back in the game, which is what happened, like that. And then you go Nick Martinez for 3. And then you go.
I mean, well, let me just say this. I'm all for everything you're saying.
But in this type of games, John, you have to go backwards,
you can't.
I feel.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, Mike Clevenger was listed as a starter, so you're going to burn him before the first batter of the game is due up?
Yeah.
He's just going to scratch through him for the first time in baseball history.
Was this not the most predictable thing you have ever seen in your life with Clevenger?
Well, of course it was. But I mean, of course it was. But I mean, what's more egregious is the Sean Manaea usage than Mike Clevenger. Mike Clevenger got 4 batters. They were
I'm not there yet. I'm just talking about Clevenger first. Like the Clevenger deal, I heard him post game, and you feel bad for him, but the fault lies with him.
Bad for him.
The fault lies with him being slated the starter. Like that can't happen. You can't throw a guy out there that John, his stuff was absolute horse shit against the Dodgers.
But you didn't know the first 4 were going to reach. I mean, it didn't happen against the Dodgers. He led 5 runs in 3 1/3 innings. I mean, you didn't know the first 4 were going to reach. I mean, we all can sound like geniuses, after the fact about it. I mean, if there's a mistake with Clevenger, it's getting him a 4th batter. That's the only mistake. I mean, there's no other mistake. I mean, they started him. I wouldn't have started him.
2-run homer, he's out.
I mean, we could have had this conversation before. Did we spend 3.5 hours today saying starting Mike Clevenger, they're going to lose this game? I mean, I don't recall us doing that for 3.5 hours.
Well, I know for 3.5 hours, I said if you can get 9 outs from Clevenger, that'd be a minor miracle.
Right. I agree. I mean, you would have taken a scoreless inning, obviously, or
But even saying
you
that,
would have taken an out.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, though. It's like when the first thing you say is, hey, man, if you can get to the lineup one time without allowing more than a run, that's a miracle. That's probably not good. Like, that's not a good thing when you are saying those things about a guy who started in that game.
Okay. A couple of things. Obviously, Clevenger was awful. Obviously, he's been hurt. Whatever. You can blame Melvin. You can blame Preller. You can blame Clevenger. That's fine. They leave the inning with a lead. Okay. And then Nick Martinez is really good. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Nick Martinez is good. Whatever. I mean, could you argue he starts another inning? Sure. He went 43 pitches, but whatever. So the Shohei Manaea thing is the part of it. This is the mismanaged part of the game. Right. It's the part that will haunt this organization potentially forever.
Holy shit moment of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the holy shit moment is this. And I'm going to go through every single moment here. Manaea comes on for Martinez. Castellanos double. Bohm strikes out. Stott single. Castellanos scores. You're tied. Stott's thrown out, right? At second. Okay. Then you get out of the inning. Segura lines out. Whatever. Okay. So you're 4-4. Then Soto homers. You're up 6-4. At that point, bells are going off. Alarms are sounding everywhere. Go win the game.
You are done with Manaea. You are done with Manaea.
You have 15 outs to get. You have a multiple run lead. How can you get those 15 outs? Let's all go through it together. Let's do an assignment. We'll get to the supers, by the way. Keep them coming. There's a zillion ways.
Here we go.
You're up 6-4. You have 15 outs to get. I could give you 2 from Garcia into 2 for Suarez. They've used Suarez for 2 this postseason. They've used Garcia before for multiple innings. And then 1 for Hader. By the way, they've gone more than 1 for Hader this year. I heard Bob Melvin saying postgame, these guys can go multiple innings tomorrow. So I guess they could have gone multiple innings today as well. So I can give you 2-2-1, Garcia, Suarez to Hader. You can give me some Pierce Johnson if you want. You could use Tim Hill in there. So you have options. You have 15 outs to cover. And everyone's rested because they didn't pitch yesterday because you lost, and they didn't pitch the day before because you had an off day. So the fact that Manaea starts the inning already is absurd, but let's go through it. Manaea starts the inning by striking out Brandon Marsh. Great.
You're done.
Well, okay. He then walks Kyle Schwarber. Don't blame him.
Done.
Okay?
Yeah.
You got to go. At that point, it's over. At that point, Garcia, by the way, who'd come on later in the 5th inning. If you're going to go to Garcia in the 5th inning, why wouldn't you just go to Garcia in the 5th inning? So then Rhys Hoskins homers for the second time of the game. You're screwed. Now you're tied at 6.
Yeah.
No, of course he has to be done, right? I mean, you're tied at 6. He has to be done, right? No. JT Realmuto walks. Has to be done, right? No, he's not.
No.
He then gets Bryce effing Harper, who doubles to the left center field gap. The go-ahead run scores. The Padres would never score again. That's your ball game. I mean, this is so poorly managed in the 5th inning. It is as poorly managed of a postseason game I can really ever recall. In Padres history, it is the most poorly managed game in the history of the franchise. And if the Padres don't win this series, which isn't yet official, but they're trailing 3-1, if the Padres do not win this series, you will circle this decision as something that will haunt them until they get to this point or further. Okay, it was that bad of a decision. The responsibility lies solely in the hands of Bob Melvin. I've been critical of Bob Melvin throughout the course of the year for his usage of the bullpen. And this was as bad as it gets in the biggest moment of the year. End of sentence.
You're 100% right. That inning was so fucking pathetic on Bob Melvin's part that you potentially and most likely cost yourself a chance to go to the World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire time I'm screaming, get him out of the fucking game. You got lucky that you had a lead and you got outs from Shohei Manaea.
Yeah,
you got fucking lucky that you had a lead and you got 3 total outs from Manaea and Clevenger. Like, that's not ideal.
You got 3 from Manaea in the 4th, right?
Right. And you're in the Here's the thing though, John. It's like this notion that they had to pitch Clevenger and they had to pitch Manaea. Like, no, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't. You did not have to pitch Manaea tonight. You ended up pitching Nick
Martinez,
and you got lucky that he only gave up 1 run and you still had the lead. You got lucky, okay? But then you give him all those batters there in the 5th inning.
That's
Are
crazy.
You fucking out of your mind?
What are they? I mean, what are you even thinking? By the way,
Like,
and we all tweeted back and forth to him like, hey, is it a Tuesday night in May, a Wednesday night in June, whatever.
right.
You wouldn't do that on a Tuesday night in May or a Wednesday night in June. Why would Sean Manaea in that spot get 4 batters in the 5th inning if he's pitching the way if he hadn't pitched in 20 days? It doesn't make any sense in the regular season. Why would it make any sense in the postseason where your season is literally, how many times do we tweet about this tonight? Like, your season is literally on the line. You and I were texting back and forth. You can't manage for game 5 and game 4. You certainly can't manage for game 6 and game 4 because game 6 you're going to be in the Cancun series. So it was just unbelievable. It was jaw-droppingly bad. It was being caught flat-footed, and it was among the worst managerial moments in recent baseball history for me. I mean, is it taking out Blake Snell at 5 2/3 in the World Series? It won't be remembered like that because people weren't watching like that. But for me, it is. It's worse. It is way worse. Way worse. You cannot compare taking Blake Snell out 5 2/3 into his outing in Game 6 of the World Series to what they did with Sean Manaea today with 4 batters in the 5th inning. They're not even close to being comparable. Not even close.
It was malpractice. It was like no urgency whatsoever from Bob Melvin in that situation. You have a lead in game 4 in the 5th inning
By 2 runs.
by 2 runs.
Go hold the lead.
You have
the best
Garcia,
bullpen in baseball.
Suarez, and Hader all fully rested. And you keep fucking Sean Manaea out there for as long as you did.
4 batters?
To now you're trailing 8
No,
6.
5 batters. He got an out and then 4 reached.
You kept him out there to not only you first of all, the second you go down by a run, you like it's
he was
flat
gone
out.
Then. He was gone then. The
No, I know
inherited runner scored.
Right, but still, it's like you waited until you went down by a run to take him out. Are you fucking kidding me?
What were you waiting for in the tie?
This whole notion that, and I heard like, well, they needed outs from a. You don't fucking need to pitch Sean Manaea. Are you kidding me?
You just don't. I mean, you just don't. I mean, in the 5th inning, you don't. I mean, if anything else,
cost,
I mean,
look. You gave how many batters did Bob Melvin give Sean Manaea?
Overall, I think he had 9. He had 5 in the 5th inning.
9 fucking batters.
9.
Unbelievable. And look, 9 I haven't heard Bob Melvin. I want to hear from Bob Melvin.
I did.
What did he say? Did he? Was it wasn't
really
he said
it wasn't even addressed. I mean, it was like one question. It was like, "Hey, what do you think of Manaea?" I was like, "Oh, we tried to get him one time through the lineup."
No. There's no try here. There's no like we have to try to get. You fucking manage the game out to out. You don't look at it as like we need to get 6 outs from this guy. You manage the fucking postseason in a must-win game out to out. It's fucking egregious what he did tonight. And guess what?
And they went 6 2/3 innings. They went 6 2/3 innings from not even their 18 bullpen, allowing 2 runs tonight. They didn't even pitch Josh Hader or Robert Suarez.
You get Bob Melvin. Look, you're the right manager for this team. You led this team to the NLCS. You're still the guy that I want to be the manager. But tonight was a fucking malpractice job of managing from you on every end. And this is on Bob Melvin tonight. This entire loss is on Bob Melvin for his decision in the 5th inning with Sean Manaea and the fact that he kept him in there for as long as he did. And in the second they went up 6-4 to not treat this game like a fucking must-win game, it's on you. It's on Bob Melvin tonight.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure they'll be back. I'm sure they'll host another National League Championship Series. I'm sure they'll host another NLCS against an 87-win team next year. I'm sure. Yeah, it's easy. I'm sure they'll be well positioned next year. It's not like the Dodgers or the Braves will have anything to.
They had to
in 2023.
They had to get ready for Game 9, John.
Let's run through supers. Pseudonym 284. Thank you. Very generous. We appreciate it. Get the supers in, guys. Thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it. We'll tell you about our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, and all of our sponsors throughout the course of the show. This is as disappointing as it gets if you're a Padres fan. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I think it was just I don't know. If you watch the way this game was managed tonight, how could you have any faith that Bob Melvin can manage this team effectively?
You can't.
But whatever. I mean, the series isn't over. Truth be told, the Darvish, Snell, Morahone inside straight isn't impossible. It's just unlikely is what it is. You haven't scored against Zack Wheeler in 2 years, 21 and 2/3 innings. Okay, so he says Melvin deserves credit for getting them here, but I don't think I'll ever look at him the same way again. I mean, again, it's always tough in the moment. It's always tough in the moment, but it's like, is he managing this team to actually bring a World Series here, or is he managing this team because he's better than the previous manager? And there's a big difference. Like, what's the goal? To win it all or to contend? And if the goal is to win it all, tonight is a slap in the face or a step in the wrong direction.
Look, this was something that I think we all were. I mean, me and you definitely worried about this. We were on it right away this year about his managing style, and all I saw on fucking social media was Bob Melvin's my manager, and how do you question Bob Melvin? Would you rather have Jake Tingler? I don't fucking care. Okay, when something happens like this, you fucking question what is happening. I don't give a shit who the fucking manager is. Okay, the fact that Bob Melvin all year long has been the leave a pitcher in for one batter too long guy has burned this team in the most critical part of their season. In game 4 must win in Philadelphia when you have a 6-4 fucking lead in the 5th inning. Think about that, John. You had not only that, you had a 6-3 lead. You had a 4-0 lead.
No. You never had a 6-3 lead.
Sorry. Right. You had a 4-0 lead. You had a 4-3 lead. You had a 6-4 lead. And you fucked it up.
2 leads. Yeah. Yeah, no, they did. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. I mean, they just flat out did, and we can dissect that. That's all that matters. I mean, honestly, I don't care about anything else. Nothing matters. Soto home run, big. 4-run first, great. But nothing else matters. This is all about managing. And
dude, and that's the thing,
all
too.
about managing.
You had a night, and we talked about this a lot today at Novo, is, okay, in these type of games, you need your stars to show up. And Manny and Soto showed up in a big way tonight. That leadoff homer by Manny, fucking massive. The 2-run homer by Juan Soto, fucking massive. I think combined tonight, they were 3 for 8 with a homer and a double and two home runs and 3 RBI. Like, they showed up tonight. And we should be honestly talking tonight, John, about that instead. We should be talking about how Manny Machado and Juan Soto
it should have been about Soto. I mean, it really should have been about Soto. He gives you a 6-4 lead, and then your bullpen holds it.
I know. That's the thing.
That would have been the easiest thing in the world, but we're not going to fault it. By the way, if Robert Suarez has to go 2 innings and he allows a 2-run home run to Kyle Schwarber, such is life.
Look what happened last time with Rob Thompson. He pitched his top 2 guys for way longer than those guys have ever pitched all year long.
That's right.
And the fact that Bob Melvin tonight is saying, well, we don't want to tax our bullpen, so instead we're going to ask Sean Manaea to pitch multiple innings for us. Are you fucking kidding me?
Certainly not going to tax him because they're going to have the next 4 months off.
Right.
All right, let's get to the next super here. Jonathan, thank you. It says, Philly fan here. I came to your channel for the Padres content, and y'all are the real ones. Win or lose, y'all have earned my sub and my respect. We appreciate that, Jonathan. We very much do. Thank you for the super here tonight. Vector, thank you. He says this loss is solely on Bob for no win now mindset. I put it solely on Bob Melvin. I don't put it on Mike Clevenger, Sean Manaea. I put it on Bob Melvin.
Right. It's not look, when you look at sports, yes, the players are the ones that go out there and either get the job done or not get the job done. But it's a lot of times we look at it like, were those players put in the right position to have an opportunity to get the job done or not get the job done? And, I guess we can go back and forth on the reason why Clevenger started tonight. That's fine. I still don't think he was put in a position to succeed at all.
Sure.
Just with the way he's performed and how he's not 100%.
I agree with that.
And the same goes for Sean Manaea. Like, Sean Manaea what is he going to do? Say, hey, take me out of the game? Like, he's not. He's going to try. He's going to go out there and compete. That's the thing, is like, the pitchers and the players, they never want to come out, no matter how shitty they're doing. Okay, someone needs to take it into their own accounts, and that's the manager, to stop that from happening. Okay, and that is why, yes, you say Clevenger and Manaea were fucking pathetic tonight, but the fault is solely on Bob Melvin for the way that he managed tonight's game with literally the urgency of you're playing the Rockies and
like a snail.
Like, what the fuck are you waiting for?
Yeah, I mean, you could fault AJ Preller for the roster, that he gave
Yeah,
Bob
you could.
Melvin to use here. I mean, could you say that Clevenger and Mania, one of those two, shouldn't be on the roster? I mean, you got a guy with a sub-3 ERA that's been at home for a month now, Nabil Krismat.
I mean, would
Neither of
you?
those guys who have at any point this year look like Nabil Krismat. So there were other options available to AJ Preller heading into this series, but they elected to
Well,
stick with Mania and Clevenger, and it hasn't worked.
look, the option. I mean, you want to play Mr. Hindsight right now. Like, let's build out this game let's build out this game real quick. The best possible way that could happen. All right, you get a 4-0 lead. That's great, but you don't know you're going to get a 4-0 lead yesterday.
Right.
So, knowing Clevenger and Mania will 1000% get rocked in this game, I am not even touching them. Okay, why they're on the postseason rosters for two reasons. If these games go into the 13th, 15th, 16th inning, that's when they are available, and that's when they pitch. You go with your A team tonight of the bullpen. Martinez for 2, but then you see how he's pitching. If he pitched like he did tonight, great. You get 3 out of him. Okay. Then you have a lead with 4-0. Then you go to your A team. You have Pierce Johnson ready. You have Tim Hill ready. You have Luis Garcia. You have Suarez. You have Hader. Those are the guys I'm using tonight, especially if I have a lead. No fucking chance am I putting out Sean Manaea out there with a lead. No chance I'm having Clevenger even touch the mound at all tonight. And that's how it should have went. Instead, they tried, John, to get, what is it? How many innings do you think they wanted to get from Clevenger tonight?
I think they tried to get both of them one time through the order. So like a combined
3 innings each?
4-ish. No, because they're not going to go 1, 2, 3 every inning. So no, like 4 combined innings would be my guess.
4 combined innings, and they won what? A total of 1 1/3?
1 1/3. And not only did they go 1 1/3, I mean, they were awful in that 1 1/3
Beyond
inning.
awful.
All right, let's get to Jared, who says, sorry, guys, I love you, but I'm so pissed off right now between such an important game being on Clevenger and Manaea to the offense checking out. I put none of it on the offense. I'd check out too. I mean, I'd check out. How can you not check out? I mean, you're facing 50,000 fans. You got multiple run leads, and you give them away immediately, both of them. I mean, and I mean, what are you supposed to do as the offense? I mean, I get it. You're not scoring 11 runs in this game. I mean, at some point, the Phillies are going to shut you down, and that's what happened. I mean, 6 runs should be enough. They scored 6 runs. We all would have taken it heading into the game. I saw this. They scored 2 runs in the last 8 innings. What does that mean? They scored 6 runs in the game. Who cares? The Phillies scored 10 runs. I don't know when they scored their runs.
A 6-4 lead going in the 5th inning. You need give it to me, John. How many outs is that? 5th through the 9th.
15.
That's 15 outs. You need 15 outs there. You max Suarez for 2 innings. That's 6 outs. If you want to go 4 out save for Hader, that's 10 outs. So now you need 5 more outs there.
Well, Garcia got 5 outs today.
You get Garcia with 5 outs to give up a run. Cool. You still lead 6-5. Guess what? That's the game.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Garcia giving up a run today, you can't use actually as him giving up a run because he's pitching in a different situation, He was pitching trailing, not pitching with a lead. Not to say it would have gone better, but
right. Schwarber hit that ball 700 feet, but still.
Yeah, it was only still a home run. You could live with it with a 2-run lead. If that was the only thing your bullpen allowed, you could live with it.
Here's the other thing too. Phillies are just a better team right now. Plain and simple. You have to give them credit because they're fucking mashing and they are clicking on all cylinders. Okay.
I disagree.
But no, hear my butt. Okay. You give them credit. Because guess what? They're taking advantage of the miscues by the Padres.
Yeah, I don't give them credit for that. That's where I give blame. Why should they get credit for the Padres' mistakes?
Because they're taking advantage of hey, Sean Manaea and Mike Clevenger on the mound. Guess what? We need to go fucking mash these guys. And they did that.
I mean, that doesn't make them the better team. That just makes the other one team idiotic to use those 2 players.
Well, John, they're up 3-1. I'd say they're a better team right now.
No, I mean, they're not, though. That's why we're having this hour-long conversation. You really think tonight that the Phillies were the better team or this game was poorly managed? I think if this game's managed effectively, the Padres win.
I think if the game is managed correctly, they have a better chance of winning. And this game is
6-4 lead into the 5th inning. Their bullpen has been unbelievable all postseason. Even their bullpen today allowed 2 total runs in 6 2/3 innings. I mean, I'll take my chances every day of the week.
Look, Phillies have just, they've capitalized on moments that the Padres have not been able to do.
All right, Jared says an old Grisham is back. He's been awful. Although he hit that ball well, I thought it was going to get out. It didn't. That would have tied the score at 8, I want to say.
Yeah. Well, they still would have lost.
They still would have lost. Maybe. Everything's different, obviously.
Well, no, because Melvin's saving Suarez and Hader for only when they have a lead.
Jared says offense checked out after first. I mean, I don't know if it's as simple as that, guys. You know what I mean? I mean, they had literally no offense yesterday. And you should give them credit, I think, for what they did in the first inning here today, which is scoring 4 runs, taking advantage of whomever the hell was on the mound. And then Soto hit a 2. I mean, what are we? It's the postseason. You're not going to score 8 runs every game. I think 6 should be good enough. And
Absolutely.
for whatever reason tonight, it wasn't.
And like, it's just the way that the last 2 games have been managed by Rob Thompson and Bob Melvin says kind of really all you need to know about this series.
Good
Rob
point.
Thompson is like, fuck this. I'm having Sir Anthony Dominguez and Alvarado literally pitching until their arms fall off here to win this fucking game. And guess what? They won the game.
They won.
They got
game.
lucky.
And by the way, they won today without using them.
Yeah. So good job for not taking advantage of that. Today, Bob Melvin decided to try and get outs from Sean Manaea with a 6-4 lead in the 5th inning instead of saying enough's enough. We have our lead. We are going to our A team and we're taxing these motherfuckers until we get the win. That didn't happen.
Right. I'll never understand. It can never be explained to me. Nope. Other than, you can never explain this away to me. It's just impossible. Pseudonym, thank you for the super. He says, I can forgive experimenting with Clevenger and Manaea in a 7-game series, but leaving them both in to pitch to Bryce Harper, inexcusable. It's so dumb. I mean, the Manaea thing, after the game is tied, and then he allows a walk, and then he gets Bryce Harper, is like you said, is like negligence, complete egregiousness. I mean, just unbelievable. I mean, it's like the only time in modern baseball history something like that would happen. It just makes no sense.
It really doesn't. And the more you talk about it, and the more you think about it, you're just like, dude, they had a fucking 6-4 lead in the 5th inning, and you keep Sean Manaea out there after he's luckily given you 3 outs. Are you fucking kidding? You need 15 to go, and you say, you know what? Guess what? We're gonna keep Sean Manaea out there.
We need innings.
By the way, we need innings. And, oh shit, he's gave up a 2-run homer. Nah, keep him out there versus Schwarber.
He just walked Schwarber.
He walked Schwarber. That's fine.
It's only Harper. He should be good.
It's only Harper, the best player on the planet right now. He hit a double. Okay, you know what? We're losing. Let's take him out of the game.
This is an interesting point from Jared. I do agree with this. They don't intentionally walk anyone. Melvin refuses to intentionally walk players that beat us. I mean, they just. I don't know. I really don't know. I think there's a little bit of the strategy is like, I am going to trust the guys that have been in this clubhouse over the course of the year to get the job done. But unfortunately, that's not a good strategy against a very good hitting team like Philadelphia or Los Angeles. And it just completely backfired. I mean, everything just completely backfired today. A lot of things. I mean, we're missing things that backfired today.
And here's the thing too, like, everyone, I just saw someone on Twitter is like, hold on, where's this guy? Someone said, yeah, you must be right. Let's bring back Tingler or Green. Maybe we should have hired Dave Roberts when we had the chance. Yeah. Oh wait, Cleveland and Manaea were signed for moments like this. They failed, pure and simple. Can't just keep blaming the manager. He was being praised last week. Wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. It's not how life works, by the way. I mean, I can be brilliant in one moment and poor in another. That's how life is, right?
Guess what? But here's the thing, John. Just because you were shitty in this moment and you were brilliant last moment and you're shitty this moment, I'm not going to question the shitty part, because guess what? You were brilliant the last moment. It's about what you do for me right now. Bob Melvin's a good manager.
But here's the thing. He wasn't brilliant. They survived some really stupidity in that first series, the wild card round, where he stuck with pitchers too long. I forget the circumstances because my brain is completely melted from the postseason. Not even Morahone. There were other examples. They stuck with starters too long, and I forget the circumstance. There have been Dodger series too. He's gotten away with some things. They've won in spite.
Game one versus Clevenger Clevenger. Game 2, Yu Darvish out there. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. They still won the game. I mean,
you got your ass saved by Suarez. And then tonight was just a cherry on the fucking top of the horrible decisions that Bob Melvin's made in the postseason.
I mean, I said a lot this year, and I'll say it right now. He might be a great leader of men. He might be the right person to keep a group together. He might have kept them from faltering over the course of 162. I do not think he's a good in-game manager. Simple as that. I just don't.
Tweet it, be a man.
I have. I mean, I've said it. I've said it on radio. I've said it before anyone. You won't hear the. I mean, who even talks about it other than me and you? I mean, of course, social media does on a night like tonight. What member of the media spends a good amount of time second guessing or critiquing Bob Melvin?
No one, because he's their manager, John. He should be your manager. Just say Bob Melvin's my manager. I don't question him at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Be that guy.
JD's third says Bo Mid manages like he hasn't been to the postseason since 2006, and AJ Tingler Preller shows he isn't baseball ops professional. Sad and frustrating. Needs serious front office. Cut real quick there. I mean, listen, Bob Melvin does not have a great postseason record. Okay,
there's a reason why.
It's just a fact.
There's a reason why.
He's gotten to a championship series. That's great. That is good. That's an accomplishment. But I mean, a night like tonight is a night you're going to want to have back forever. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe they dig out of this hole. I've seen 3-1 deficits overcome. Dodgers did it 2 years ago. Who knows? Maybe this is the team to do that in this moment in time. It's going to be hard. I promise you that. You think the Phillies want to go back to San Diego? I don't think so. Jared, thank you. He says positive. Last game from Clevenger, Mania, Myers, Bell. Oh, last game from Clevenger. Maybe. I wouldn't be shocked if a Myers or a Bell was back, or Myers specifically, maybe on a flyer. But yeah, potentially. You're not going to see Clevenger, Mania ever again, I don't think, unless they make the World Series. They're somehow on the roster.
You're right, dude. It's a decision. 15 outs to go. You have a 6-4 lead, and you have Garcia, Suarez, and Hader fully rested.
That's all you
need.
You
stay with Sean Manaea.
What? I mean, fuck? Go to Pierce Johnson. Go to Steven Wilson.
Did Pierce Johnson but here's the thing, John. Pierce Johnson and Tim Hill pitched yesterday.
Who cares?
So they're not available.
No, they were available. These guys, I mean,
I know, I'm joking.
Even Melvin today said Martinez might be available tomorrow after throwing 3 innings. So if he's available tomorrow, why not just pitch him a 4th inning today?
Because Bob Melvin
waits. Going to fall off
way too long.
Let's get back to more of these supers. I do need to tell you about our title sponsor, Mark, in a moment. It's just this is so incredibly frustrating. I knew this would be the most frustrating. Wrap-up show of this season, and it just is. Are Clevenger and Manaea done with the San Diego Padres? I think the San Diego Padres are done with Clevenger and Manaea, would be my guess. You'll only see them if they make the World Series, maybe. And hopefully not. You know, I don't think we'll ever see him again.
Dude, they had the sound on at Novo. Mm-hmm. Did you hear what Bob Melvin said, like, mid-inning after Clevenger shit himself?
How he feels bad for him or something. And
no, he's like, I hope we give him another chance. I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind?
As a non-roster invitee to 2023 spring training?
Yeah, that's the last time. That's the next time you want to see Mike Clevenger. And even then, I'm like, it's to me, it's like almost damaged goods at this point. And Sean Manaea, I don't know what the fuck go somewhere else, but you're done with those two guys.
Yeah. Gosh, it's just crazy. You got an effective starter like Nick Martinez, and you turn to Mike Clevenger and Sean Manaea.
It's just unbelievable.
It is just so weird. It's weird how this stuff works out. A lot
like
of it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, exactly.
Because here's the thing, though, John. It doesn't make sense because it makes all the sense in the world. It makes perfect sense.
How can you have people that do this for a living make decisions that are so clearly contrary to what is right? With all the marbles on the table, you know, it's
just brutal.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that Mike Clevenger has been completely ineffective and is hurt because he's talked about it publicly. And to turn to him with your season on the line,
he's like, guys, my knee's fucked. Can you give us 9 outs? What? like, hey, we have a 6-4 lead. Sean, you're getting rocked, but can you still go out there and give us, another 3 outs? What? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
All right, we do need to thank Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. He's the title sponsor of the wrap-up show. If you have auto, home, renters, life, or earthquake insurance needs, please get in contact with Mark, who's in the chat here tonight. He can save you $750 on your insurance. He can save you even more if you ever have a claim. I had a claim in here. I have my homeowners and my earthquake insurance through Mark. He saved us literally thousands of dollars. He's a great insurance agent. He is a lifelong San Diegan. He is a lifelong Padres fan. Please support local businesses like Mark that does business with us here on the wrap-up show, and give him a call on Monday and talk about hopefully a series that's heading back to San Diego somehow, some way. I mean, how could you possibly put this behind you in 15 hours or whatever it is? But that's what the Padres need to do. But auto, home, renters, life, earthquake insurance, Mark Nimitz is your guy. The website, there's a link down below. You can get a quote online. You can find out all of the products that he offers as well. Great insurance agent, does business with us here on the wrap-up show. Please support our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. Next time you have an insurance need, next time you have a renewal up, before you renew, get in contact with Mark Nimitz. He'll save you $750 or more.
Yeah, all his information is above my head. mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
Mark, thank you. And Mark, sorry for what you had to witness tonight. Run it back, thank you as well. Thank you guys for the supers. Keep them coming. Great way to support this channel, especially on a night like tonight where everyone is just, thinking the same thing, which is what could have been. He says, I said this before the game. I hope Melvin goes with Martinez for game 4. His stuff plays better to lefties and righties. Man, I was spot on. Martinez earned a spot in the rotation 4 months ago. Well, we were just talking about that. It's like you're turning to Minaya and Clevenger and you have Nick Martinez.
It's just like you almost have to laugh because it was so fucking predictable, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So predictable. Like, they got to a 4-0 lead and everyone's going crazy. And I'm thinking in my head, they need more runs, like a lot more runs with Clevenger on the mound. And then the second you give up a 2-run homer to Hoskins, there you're like, I'm sorry, you're done. But then he gives up another run and you're like, okay, well, fucking great. And then you go to Nick Martinez, who was brilliant tonight. Brilliant.
No hits.
He has, like, look, honestly, if I'm Nick Martinez, like, why am I opting in next year? I get so much more money if I opt out.
Yeah, I don't know why he would.
And that's I mean, that sucks because Martinez, I mean, it sucks, but it's a good thing, but it also sucks because Nick Martinez has been that fucking good for you in the postseason. I think he has like 11 1/3 innings pitched in the postseason. He's given up like 1 run.
Great.
He's been
bullpen
brilliant.
By and large has been great
for them. And you 15 outs to go, and you stick with Sean Manaea instead of maxing out Garcia, Suarez, and Hader.
Yeah, and again, 15 outs is a lot of outs.
It's a lot.
Like in the 5th inning, take your shot, take your chance to try to hold the lead, and don't get cute, and just try to say, you know what, I'm thinking about tomorrow, and it's a lot of innings, and it's a bullpen game. But I mean, this is your season. I mean, you're playing for your season. Pseudonym, thank you again. He says, Phillies have an awesome lineup, but Padres were flat out outmanaged in 2 consecutive games where they should have had a clear pitching advantage. Remember how many times we heard games 3 and 4, Musgrove, Suarez, and then when you're facing whomever, Bailey Falter against a top 5 Cy Young candidate previously in his career in Mike Clevenger, and a guy that was highly sought after a year ago in Sean Manaea, and you get outplayed in back-to-back games when you had the quote-unquote clear pitching advantage, just sucks. Listen, Musgrove wasn't Musgrove. We could argue the merits of Clevenger and Manaea obviously here today, but like games 3 and 4 were supposed to be like opportunities for the Padres, and they were like even money in these 2 games, if not favored, and they lose both of them, and that's just bad.
Well, you want my positive spin on this whole thing? I'll give you one little positivity thing. All right.
They saved the bullpen.
Not only that, but you win tomorrow, you now put pressure back on the Phillies.
Well, of course. Yeah, but the problem is you got to win tomorrow.
3-1 lead in a best of 7 is not a safe lead by any means necessary.
Sure.
But still, you have the right guys lined up. You have Darvish tomorrow, you have Snell Monday, and you have Musgrove Tuesday.
Yeah, but so do they.
I know. But I'd rather go down fighting with our best You know, like I'd rather have that happen than being like, fuck, we need a great outing out of, bumfuck.
Here's the thing. Here's what you need tomorrow. You need a run off Wheeler to give Darvish a legitimate shot to have one of those days where just everything works. So you need something offensively, or you need to chase Wheeler, one or the other. And then it has to be perfect. It has to go straight from Darvish to Suarez to Hader. Okay. And you're not going to score 7 runs. It's not going to be a 7-run lead. You're going to be clinging to a tie or a 1-run lead, and it's got to be good enough, and you're going to have to be near perfect. That's got to be. And when I think about it from Yu Darvish's perspective, he basically needs to go into the start thinking this. I need to go 6 shutout innings.
6 or 7 shutout innings. Like, you give a run tomorrow, that's honestly, it's not good enough because that would require the Padres to score a run off of Wheeler,
which hasn't happened in 2 years.
Yeah, no big deal.
Michael, thank you. Says Bomel is a player's manager to a fault, works during the regular season, but you can't worry about things like that during the postseason. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. Like, I'm not worried about Clevenger and relationships and Manaea, and I manage him in Oakland, and this is what I promised them. Well, guess what? Things change. You score 4 runs in the first inning, go win the game. You get a Juan Soto home run in a huge spot, go win the game. And they didn't. And I don't understand how they allowed it to play out the way they did. And there's no way AJ Preller sitting there in the 5th inning saying, this is what we were hoping for, man. Just keep an eye in the game. Give him 5 plate appearances. Give him the first 5 batters in the 5th inning. It's just somewhere the wires are crossed. And I just feel like Melvin went kind of rogue in the 5th inning, and it cost them dearly.
Did you see the stat here? In 11 games this postseason, the Padres total have given up 41 runs, and 17 of those have been from Morejon, Clevenger, and Manaea in 5 innings.
They've been bad. Been really, really bad.
They've given up Clevenger, Manaea, and Morejon have given up 17 runs in 5 total innings.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't even tell a story. What's that ERA? 30 something?
Fucking not great.
Not great. I mean, it's been bad. It's been really bad. I mean, do they need an effective 4th starter next year? Yeah. And we could talk about next season potentially as early as about, I don't know, 15 hours from now if things don't go well.
Well, your effective 4th starter is Nick Martinez. Unfortunately, Nick Martinez is probably going to opt out and get a lot more money.
Yeah. And your 8th inning guy is about to get a lot more money as well. Martin, it's like, what do you save these guys for? What if you go down 2-0 tomorrow to Zack Wheeler? Then you go into the offseason not pitching Hader and Suarez. Then you use them. Then you're going to use them. You know what's going to happen. If they're down 2-0 in the 8th inning, guess who you see in the 8th inning? Robert Suarez. And guess who you see in the 9th inning? Josh Hader. You'll use them down 2-0 tomorrow, but you won't use them in the 5th inning up 6-4. Doesn't make any sense if you think about it. And like we've talked about, you're not always closing games in the 9th inning. You can use highly leveraged relievers earlier than that.
Yeah, you know when the save happened tonight? Like, obviously, we don't know how the rest of the game would have happened, but when Harper is up with a runner at first base, that's a moment where I am cutting my everything, and especially that tie game. Like, first of all, Manaea should never start
earlier than that. It's after Schwarber reaches because Hoskins is up at 6-4, so you can preserve a lead.
But here's another thing, John. That should have never happened because Garcia should have started the 5th inning. Now, who knows? Garcia could have shit himself as well.
But you can't criticize it.
No, because that's the move that everyone looks at as like, okay, you're going for it here. Garcia's been great for them all year long, and I'd rather lose with the best guy on the mound than a guy that is going to get fucking rocked.
Right.
Like
Martin, thank you. He says,
like if Hader's on the mound tomorrow in the 9th inning, they have a 1-run lead, and he blows it. Tip your cap.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's it.
We're not going to kill Hader.
No, you tip your cap. It's over. But if you have a 1-run lead in the 9th inning and you pitch Sean Manaea, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like
that's right.
Those are moments where today in the 5th inning, like you said, and it makes perfect sense. And I don't understand why anybody doesn't understand this. Well, I think some people don't. That if you're going to put in Garcia in the middle of the 5th inning, why not fucking start him in the 5th inning?
Exactly. It's as simple as that. Don't overthink it, folks. Well, there was nobody out, and he came in with 1 out. So that's your reason. That's your justification.
I would have argued Garcia start the game, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about that this postseason as an opener. I think he's a very effective opener. He's not your ninth inning guy. He's not your eighth inning guy, but he gives you a chance to maybe go 2 scoreless innings out of the
Imagine
gates.
if you're up. Imagine if you're up 6-0 in the fifth inning because you started Garcia.
Right.
You have
Or
Martinez
even
go
like
3
6,
scoreless.
I think more reasonable is like 6-2, because the Phillies
6-2,
lineup is
6-1.
legitimate and can hit good pitching.
Yeah.
But it's a lot different than 6-2 is different than 6-4, So
Yeah.
just everything's different. Everything is different.
Just the fact
Martin,
that you
thank
gave
you.
the
Says
ball to Anaya and Clevenger is fucking beyond me.
he says all that was missing from today's pitching was putting Cronenworth back in the mound. I mean, he would have been just as effective. I can promise you that. He would not have been worse than Mike Clevenger. He was not going to
Will
be
Myers would have been
worse.
better.
Well, Cronenworth would have actually been better because he's actually pitched professionally. But that ship has sailed, unfortunately. Jake, thank you. He says front office and management effing egregious. Worst playoff decisions effing ever. Wilson, Johnson, Hill, Suarez, Hader. There you go. Effing gross. I'm disgusted. I don't blame you. Padres fans feel the same way. It's just nonsensical. I do not know what they are playing for. I just don't. They cannot be playing for game 5. They can't say, well, we're in a good situation down 3-1. No, you're not. You're just not.
No, you're talking yourself into this thing. And really, if you don't have that fifth inning on Wednesday, you get swept.
Right. Good point.
The Phillies have had complete control of this series from start to finish. Complete control.
No, I don't think so. I mean, they trailed 4-0 in the first inning today, 6-4 in the fifth. It's more like the Padres allowed the Phillies to take back control in some of these situations like tonight because of their decision making. Is how I look at it. Jared says, okay, prediction for tomorrow. Darvish, 6 innings, 6 hits, a walk, a run, 4 Ks. That sounds like a loss.
That's not good enough.
Because he allows a run. No, I mean, maybe that's good enough.
And the worst, I mean, look, obviously the worst part of tonight is that they lost. But then you compound it with, guess what? They didn't even have to use Dominguez or Alvarado.
I know. So now those guys are fine for tomorrow.
Perfectly fine. After they taxed them on Friday night to get the win, which is what good managers do in the postseason. And now they're fully rested. So guess what? If you were down by a run in the 7th inning, good fucking luck. If Darvish goes 6 innings tomorrow and gives up 1 run, you could lose tomorrow 1-0.
Yeah, you could. You absolutely could. Hopefully, I mean, do something off Wheeler. They did something off Scherzer. They did something off DeGrom, right? They had a runner. I mean, do something. They've hit good pitching by and large, other than Wheeler this postseason. So this isn't solely on Darvish tomorrow, although it feels like it is. And to ask him to be perfect against this lineup probably isn't fair. So, do something, something. 2 runs, a run. Give him a shot. Give him a chance tomorrow, please. Give him a shot. Pseudonym, thank you again. He says, still can't get over Melvin saying he was quote-unquote heartbroken over taking Clevenger out. Not to be toxic, but it's game 4 of the NLCS. Please get an effing grip. Yeah, I thought he left him in a batter too long. He shouldn't have gotten 4 batters. He should have gotten 3. They should have had the bullpen up the second someone reached, and that was the first batter of the game. So get someone up. And they didn't. And they're lucky to get out of that first inning with a lead, Jim. It was 4-3, nobody out runner at second.
Again, you had 2 on, 2 outs. Josh Bell, he struck out.
Yeah, when you were down 9-6.
Right. It's
yeah, it's wing and a prayer stuff, though.
I know. And it sucks because it's like you came out and you fucking threw the first punch, and it was a big punch. It was a Rocky-like punch, John.
It was a big punch. You're not kidding, dude. You're not kidding.
You go up 4-0, and you have, your full bullpen on rest, and you shit yourself.
It was bad, man. It was so bad. You hate games like that when you score early and immediately give them back like that. You're like, damn it, I gave up everything I worked to accomplish, everything I wanted, the dream start, and for naught. Dream start for nothing. You lose the game. Jake, thank you. He says, how many times have I screamed shutdown innings? Exactly. It's like that's when you need them. You score, Put a 0 up there, a goose egg, so to speak. Not tonight.
Like this fucking idiot on Twitter.
There's a lot.
Aaron
They're out
Highs,
tonight.
like he's a fucking douche. Like I said, can someone tell me why Sean Manaea had to try and pitch multiple innings tonight? And he goes, this tweet and all the responses are why the city has no NFL team. Just a stupid, shitty sports town with horrible media. Embarrassed to be a fan with you. I replied, I'm embarrassed you showed up in my notifications. Blocked me if you're so triggered.
Wait, read it again because I want to hear it again. Read it again.
Okay.
The whole thing.
So I said, can someone tell me why Sean Manaea had to try and pitch multiple innings tonight?
Okay. I like it.
Aaron Highs. I don't even know if that's, I think it's Heisman, Highs, whatever. At Heisman_Aaron. Who gives a shit? Okay. He replies, this tweet and all the responses are why this city has no NFL team. Just a stupid, shitty sports town with horrible media. Embarrassed to be a fan with you. I replied, I'm embarrassed you showed up in my notifications. Blocked me if you are so triggered.
Yeah, that's why the Chargers left. It was because of social media reaction to their losses. You know that, right?
Loser. No,
because it doesn't happen in Philadelphia or New York or Boston or LA or San Francisco or anywhere. And the media here, what you're saying on social media is so different than what they say in Philadelphia, probably. So the Chargers said, we're done with that. We're done with the media. We're done with social media. We're taking the show on the road.
I finally figured out why the Chargers left San Diego.
You should quote tweet it. Like, we now know what the actual reason why the Chargers left San Diego. It's unbelievable. Who would have ever thought that's why? That's crazy. It's hard to put on Dean Spanos now. It's your fault, Jim. It's our fault. It's social media. It's Padres fans. It's not Dean's fault. Thank you, Ishmael. He says, and thank you for the super. He says, keeps proving that Melvin and front office were so focused in the Dodger World Series and no planning for this series. There's always that concern, Ishmael. There's always that concern. You get through a giant, so to speak. You beat a rival, slay the dragon, drink. Always a concern. Always a concern in sports. I don't really feel the hangover effect tonight. I feel poor decisions tonight. I don't think there's any hangover effect in this game. Is there a hangover effect in this series? Maybe. Game 1. I think you could make that argument. I don't feel it tonight, though. You're so mad about this.
It's so funny because he's like, I don't block. It's more fun to watch shit take like yours, like when you turn on the MVP.
It's kind of funny.
I know.
Just quote tweet the Chargers thing and be like, we now know why they left.
I said, guys, we finally know the reason why the Chargers left San Diego.
Stop blaming Dean.
It's not Dean's fault.
Yeah, it's not Dean. Kevin, thank you, man. Thank you, guys. Everyone that is here tonight, thank you. Okay, we know this is hard. But it's good to go through this. This is therapeutic. You need to wash this thing out of your system. And you only have, the Game 5 starts in 12 hours and 15 minutes. So get it out of your system. Hopefully the team can as well. Let's talk about it. Thank you for the supers. Great way to support this channel. Click the $sign in the chat box down below. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We're the two guys that are the reason why the Chargers left town. Smash the like button and also what else are you supposed to do? Subscribe to this channel. Kevin, thank you. He says, Phillies managed Game 3 like it was Game 7. Padres managed tonight like we were up 3-0 at home. Yup. Rob Thompson had a quote saying yesterday, you never know when you're going to be in that chance. When you have a chance to win a game, you got to just kind of take it. Take it when it's handed to you. Deal with the consequences or the repercussions later if you burn through your bullpen. And guess what? He was right. Bob Melvin was wrong. That's how you should manage at this point in the postseason.
And tonight, Bob Melvin didn't do that.
No. And yeah, it's tough. It really is. I mean, if you're 2-2 right now, and we don't know if they are or not, but if this is managed the way everyone wanted it managed, and if this bullpen is handled the way you want it, you strike in that 5th inning and you go multiple innings. And if this thing is 2-2 right now and you've got Darvish, Snell, Musgrove, everyone watching us would say the Padres are going to win this series. Everyone watching us, Darvish, Snell, Musgrove, would think the Padres are going to win the series. And now nobody really thinks that. We hope that. We believe it's possible. But nobody's sitting here right now saying it's good. No problem. This thing is fine. Everything is taken care of, and this team will clearly still get to the World Series. Nobody's thinking that, if we're being honest.
No. It's tonight kind of felt like the backbreaker. Look, if they come back and win this series, it'll be the most magical fucking comeback in the history of the franchise, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's just been too many mistakes from the Padres that you kind of feel that it would take almost a miracle for them to pull this one off.
It would feel pretty close to that. It really would. It would. Yeah. Aaron Heiss is going after you, man.
What did he say?
I don't know. He replied to your stupid tweet.
No,
NJSGC, thank you for the super. Is this from Australia? Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. If we manage to win today with Nick and the rest of the bullpen, then we could have pitched Benaya and Clevenger tomorrow and lose it 20-0. Then you could piggyback you and Snell game 6, then Joe game 7. I mean, here's the thing. The importance of today, kind of to your point, is that if you win today, you have a game 6. You have a return flight. You're taking the Phillies on the road. You're taking them away from Citizens Bank Park. You're taking that advantage away from them. There's no guarantee, obviously, up 3-2 or down 3-2. But that was why tonight was so important. You can take away the idea of them clinching at Citizens Bank Park and never having to come back west. Well, now they're thinking to themselves, we ain't getting on the plane. We're not packing our luggage. All right. We're not going to the airport. We will win this here. I guarantee that's what they're thinking. I bet even Rob Thompson said, don't bring your stuff. And they probably have to bring their stuff. There's no off day. But they're like, we're winning here. We're not going back. Over. We're winning here. No. That's what they're saying to themselves.
And going back to Bob Melvin, like, I love you, Bob Scanlon. This is what he tweeted. He says he was not in the Bob Melvin postgame presser because he's in the clubhouse for the playoffs. But he said, according to transcript, plan was to get Manaea to the lineup once. And that was the plan. Well, guess what? Plans can change. Plans can change.
You have a 6-4 lead in the 5th inning.
Plans, aren't set in stone in sports. Like, it can change. Well, why does it have to be we have to get him through a full time in the lineup? Like, no, you don't.
Juan Soto just hit the biggest home run he's hit as a Padre. Go win the game. Forget the script. Go off script.
No, you have. No. Yeah, no.
Man, it is quite a night out there. I mean, how could it not be? How could it not be? This thing was just so bad. And that comes from the perspective of covering professional baseball for over 20 years, watching the sport for 40 years, Jim's perspective of 30 plus years watching the sport. I mean, this is bad. This is flat out utter stupidity to lose in that manner. To let yourself lose like that is, in my opinion, unforgivable. Okay, I do want to tell you about Aura because you're probably looking to get healthier. We all are right now after that loss. ORA.organic. Thank you, Will, co-founder of Aura San Diegan, huge Padres fan, offices in Liberty Station, 30% off your first order. Click Build Your Routine. You'll get 30% off your first order. Probiotics. I take one every single day. They've got proteins as well, omega-3 oils, pre-workout supplements. San Diego State just fumbled, but they're up 23-7 with 9 minutes left. What else do they have? They've got immunity pills and sleep pills, something for everyone. If you're looking to get healthier, please check out Aura. ORA.organic. Great company that supports the Wrap-Up Show, locally based. If you want to support the Wrap-Up Show and a local business that does business here in San Diego, check out Aura. Get 30% off your first order, whatever it is. Get healthier yourself, your spouse, your family, your friends. ORA.organic. And thank you, Will, for your support of the channel.
Yeah, Will, thank you for supporting us. I know it's a tough time right now, but go and cheer Will up. Go to www.aura.organic. Buy some protein, get some fish oil pills, get some pre-workout powders. That will make Will feel a lot better. Build your routine. Get 30% off your first order. www.aura.organic right now. Trust us. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, go to Aura.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, guys. Check them out, ORA.organic. Again, Padres lose tonight to the Phillies 10-6. You look at the box score, the final, score, and say, oh, they lost 10-6. The Phillies are hitting well. But that just doesn't tell the story. I just don't think it's 10-6 if it's managed properly. I don't think it's 10-6, like you said, if Clevenger doesn't start or if Manaea doesn't appear. I just don't. I can't guarantee it. Nobody could ever guarantee it. But this bullpen's been so good other than Manaea and Clevenger this postseason. And for whatever reason, they elected to turn to the guys that have been ineffective over the guys that have been effective in the postseason. And it's cost them dearly, and they trail 3-1. And now Yu Darvish is going to have to be as good as he's been all year. And he's going to have to give you 6 or 7 innings. He's going to have to, allow 1 run or fewer. And then you're going to need the Robert Suarez's and the Josh Haders to be ready. And you need this offense to do something. And you better pray that they can get this thing back to San Diego, because we'd all take it right now, Jim. If they get this thing back to San Diego, it'll feel like house money going into Game 5 in Philadelphia against Zack Wheeler.
Mm-hmm. And that was the whole goal in Philadelphia. Like, just make sure you get it to Game 6 by any means necessary.
Well so far.
Nah, not really. Not really at all. Not really at all. Yeah, not looking so good. I don't know about this 11:30 start time either, but we'll figure it out. We'll find out.
I don't see it as an advantage. Although, Melvin said it before, like, let's get this thing out of our system, and it worked for Game 2 in San Diego with the day game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, we're grasping. The place is going to be hopping every single pitch.
There's no Philly game tomorrow. There's no Eagles game tomorrow. So all eyes are going to be on the Phillies tomorrow in Philadelphia. And so this will be your hardest test of the season. And if Bob Melvin doesn't treat tomorrow like what it is, which is a must-win game,
but it's like a day fucking late.
Yeah,
it's like,
but
watch what happens. You know what I mean? He's going to go to Suarez like in the 6th inning for Darvish. Like, wow, that's surprising that Darvish doesn't get through 6. But it's like, well, you're a day late.
Manaea had more leash than fucking Darvish.
Right. Yeah, it's a good point.
But also, guess what, John? They don't win the game tomorrow if they don't score any fucking points.
Yeah, it's so true. You got to score points, as we always say.
Yeah, I got to score points.
Nothing's more important than points in baseball. They're so critical. You could even say runs. Runs could be valuable,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to click on that, but I'll click on it anyway. Stakes like the ones they're making will definitely cost them the title if they make it. Yeah, I'm not. Obviously, at this point, it's like, Jesus, if you can get to the World Series, that would be unbelievable. You know what I mean? It's like, if they make the World Series, we would take anything that happens in the World Series at this point, because that means you're in the World Series. Oh, man, one of those nights. Do you want to thank Omar Sanchez? Omar, thank you for your support of this channel. Make sure to check out Omar Sanchez if you have mortgage needs. He's here to help all Padres fans with their mortgages. He's got a great brand new website, loansbyomar.com. You can scan the QR code or text Omar at 619-387-7798. He's your San Diego native mortgage broker, San Diegan, huge Padres fan. Whether you're looking to buy your dream home or refinance and consolidate debt, Omar is your guy. You can call or text him for a free consultation. Click on the education tab at his brand new website, loansbyomar.com. You'll get all the resources you need, whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're interested in refinancing or whatever it is. So if you are a San Diegan, if you're looking to support a local business that does business with us, please support Omar Sanchez at Edge Home Finance.
Yeah, go text Omar right now, 619-387-798. Let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you when you reach out to him about any loan or mortgage needs.
Man, what a depressing night.
Hey, at least the Aztecs are winning. That Jalen Maiden run, bruh.
Yeah, hey, take it. Yeah, that was impressive. It was. Could Omar have started today's game? Wouldn't have gone worse. Nobody can face 4 and allow more than 4 to reach, which is what Clevenger did. Nobody can do that. Could have allowed a home run, I guess, to Harper. Made it 4-4 as opposed to 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, we'll be back theoretically tomorrow. Probably will be in the evening, would be my guess, because I am a owner of a child. I don't think owner is the right word, but maybe the father of a child, so I'll be with Jones tomorrow. Easier said than done, to be honest with you. And we'll see if the Padres can win a game they have to win. They're 1-0 in elimination games this postseason, one at Citi Field. If you can win at Citi Field, you can win at Citizens Bank Park. See if they can. We'll see if that's true or not. Hopefully. All right. Real quick. Also, please, if you are looking for the wrap-up show and the audio-only edition because you're on the run or you work out or you just like listening to podcasts, check us out. We're presented by Higher Impact Financial and higherimpactfinancial.com. We are the official podcast, by the way, of friersonbase.com. That is friersonbase.com. Eric Lanier is a San Diegan. He is also a huge, huge Padres fan, and he is the sponsor of our podcast. And if you're wondering if you're financially strong enough to leave your corporate job and start your own business, or if you're tired of being surprised by how many taxes you owe every year, you need to get in contact with Eric at Higher Impact Financial. He's a dedicated professional. He's got the experience you need. Along with that, he can help make sure your family is protected by helping you get a trust established. If you call to get a trust done with Eric's firm, he will get you $200 off. You can call him at 951-383-3033. That's 951-383-3033. There for your financial needs. Also there if you want to talk Padres baseball with them. Advisory services are offered through WealthTech Partners, a registered investment advisor that only conducts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded from registration requirements. Past performance not indicative of future results. Investing involves risk and possible loss of principal capital. We're still here? People are still here?
No. My entire notifications right now is just this fucking loser, Aaron Hayes or whatever his name is, just like crying about my
This is great.
tweet about Manny Machado.
What else is he saying?
From months ago.
Yeah.
Like he goes, listen to this. By the way, if anybody, like I'm in a very salty, just petty mood right now. If anyone just wants to go to at Heisman underscore or at Heisman underscore Aaron, AARON, just please tell him to kindly fuck off.
Yes. This is
amazing. He goes, I don't block. It's more fun to watch shit takes like yours, like when you turn on the MVP. I said, thanks for your input at Heisman underscore Aaron, LOL. And then he found my tweet from Manny Machado that I tweeted out months ago.
Yes.
And he goes, this is what you do for a living, LOL. And someone replied, but he did need to be better. They were really hard to watch for about 6 weeks. And then he goes, his stats were wrong in that tweet.
By the way, tomorrow, Phillies minus 135. So for the first time, actually, in Philly, the Phillies are a favorite. Minus 135 tomorrow behind Zack Wheeler. So the Phillies are favored to close out the series tomorrow at Citizens Bank Park, where a light rain is expected. And Jim will be probably, I don't know, on social media trying to like block Heisman or whatever the hell this guy's name is.
No, he is not. This is actually funny because like the greatest invention on social media is the mute button.
Yeah, you can just mute it. Yeah.
And so now this idiot is going to be tweeting in like fucking forever, thinking that I'm looking at his tweets or getting his notifications.
I'll send them to you. I'll just retweet them and send them to you.
Perfect. You should reply like you're 100% right. Like Jim's a fucking idiot.
We'll see where the night takes us, to be honest. All right, guys, we're back tomorrow. Cross your fingers. Never say never. I'm not saying never. Nobody here is saying it's over, but
and then one last thing.
Pretty important.
Yeah.
One
last thing. To any, because I got a lot of this in my notifications last night as well. To any Dodgers fan out there who thinks or wants or is going to talk shit to Padres fans right now or in the future if they lose this series, yo, you have no fucking ground to stand on here. You guys got your asses handed to you by the Padres, okay? You should shut the fuck up for the entire offseason.
No doubt.
You have no ground to stand on here. So if any Dodger fan wants to go at any Padres fan for what could happen in this series or may happen in this series, you're dumber than I really thought. And that's the end of that.
Well, first of all, Aaron Heiss, you tried to take away his credibility, but he's got 34 followers.
Oh, fuck. Damn it. My bad.
I think Aaron Heiss is Bob Melvin because he's like going after too much Morton's about something. But because I'm not going to go after Melvin for making a call that went wrong when the alternative went wrong too. And then too much Morton says, I don't think he's above criticism. And I don't know. Of course he's not above criticism.
Well, this kid's a fucking... Dude.
No, that was too much Morton's. I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree with his point. It's my point. Yeah, he's not above criticism. No one is, right? I mean, he hasn't won 3 straight World Series.
No. Yeah, here's the thing too. It's like you have to know that idiots and trolls like this guy right here, like who fucking cares? They don't know shit. Okay. They're the ones that are coming and consuming the content, and they think that trolling with 34 followers is gonna make their night better. Whatever.
I actually found him now. I found him replying to a Jay Posner tweet that I just randomly clicked on.
What did he say?
Where Jay Posner says he was talking about the Jalen Maiden scramble. And for whatever reason, Jay thinks he can make fun of Jalen Maiden for a 32-yard touchdown. Says, this is Mahomes, Allen, Young, Vic. Take your pick. And then Aaron Heiss replied, Vic.
I couldn't sense the sarcasm in Jay Posner's tweet at all. God, fucking eye roll, bro.
Dude, I'm so over tonight. All right, guys, please support our partners, Mark Nimitz and Farmers Insurance, Auto Home Renters Life. He can save you $750 or more. There's a link down below. He's our title sponsor. Thank you, Will at Aura, ORA.organic, 30% off your first order. Please support. Link down below. Omar Sanchez, thank you, loansbyomar.com, or scan the QR code if you have mortgage needs. And Eric Lanier at higherimpactfinancial.com if you have financial needs. All right, we're back tomorrow. Padres trying to save their season, literally. Otherwise, the offseason starts in less than 24 hours. Cross your fingers. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Yu Darvish needs to be Yu Darvish. Zack Wheeler hopefully looks more like Mike Clevenger. All right, for Jim, I'm John. Bye, Aaron Heiss.
Bye, Aaron Heiss.
Bye, Aaron. Thank you for subscribing.
Fucking loser.